Well, hello, my little potato, you beautiful soul. I always like to start off with I love you, so I love you. I fell asleep late last night. I got involved in a conversation with ChatGPT, which was actually really fun. Um, but I should, I ended up going to sleep late. Uh, I woke up late. I, I can't really say that I did much of anything today. My appointment that was today got moved to tomorrow, which is why I was supposed to have gone to sleep earlier, but I didn't. And I did work on school today. I did watch my class. I didn't do anything else. I did not write my blog post. I did not do homework. I did not redo my subliminals. I think that's going to be a tomorrow thing. I have my appointment at 9:30, and so because I'm going to be up earlier, I'll have more time to do things. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just saying, like, hey, I'm just gonna let it be. I don't know. Um, I'm working on not beating up on myself when I don't do things because the other thing is that, so the other day I was having a moment and I said, I don't feel like when I say I'm gonna do things that I actually do them. And the reframe I got was, yeah, if they're not important to you, like you're not gonna do them. But if something's important to you and you say, you're gonna do it, just like I've been sending you these messages for years, and I said I was going to, I said I was going to do it, and I did it, right? And so I do have quite a few things that I need to work on this week, right? I've been working on building this Claude agent skill, so then that way, I could have something, but per usual, it doesn't seem to want to work. The desktop, the other one did work, but the desktop one isn't working, so I'm just gonna leave that alone. So we're just gonna see what happens. Um, but yeah, I mean, I ate lunch with my sister. Like I cut up a watermelon. Like I made food. I did it. Like I did laundry, took a shower. Like I actually did my laundry and I actually put it away. And then tomorrow I have a meeting at 9:30. I'll probably be done somewhere around. I did work out today. You know what? I'm gonna mark that down on my calendar. I did work out today. So today is Tuesday. So I worked out today. So at least that counts for something, right? I worked out. I did build an agent with a skill with Claude. I thought I was maybe doing something wrong. I just didn't know that I was doing it incorrectly. So there's that, right? And there's something to be said for I didn't know that I was doing it incorrectly. So there's that. And then now, and my brother did call me today. We did book the flight for New York, so that's all done. And I don't know what I'm gonna okay. So what I'm gonna take with me when I go to New York, not that it really matters because I'm gonna be there through October, right? Is I'm gonna take my regular clothes and I'm gonna take sweatpants. Like I'm gonna take my regular pants, I'm gonna take sweatpants, and then I'll have a bunch of pants to wear. And then I'll take some sweatshirts with me. Uh, I'm not gonna take like shampoo and conditioner because he has that. Same thing with body wash. And I'm just gonna take like normal toiletries once I get them again. And yes, I'm still waiting on my check to be released from the bank. I need to I called the doctor's office and left them a message to, call me back so I can get my whatever, but they didn't call me back, so maybe tomorrow I'm like, I'm gonna call the doctor. And then mm, I call the doctor. I need to I don't know what else I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna leave it be. It reminds me of that Beatles song, Let It Be. So I'm just gonna let it be. And the what comes up is what I'm going to do, right? Today, so like I was working on school and I don't know why, but this thing came to mind and I started looking it up. And so years ago, I did my first vision board ever. And I went and cut out stuff from magazines. Well, one of the things that I cut out was this watch from a company called Quorum. And I've thought about it for years and I've always been like, oh, I wonder what, I always wondered how much that watch was. Like, what would that watch be like now, etc. And so I went on a Google search, and I said, oh, okay. First I couldn't even remember the name of the company, right? And then eventually I remembered the name of the company because I remembered it was like it wasn't Bulgari, although Bulgari's peacock there. Okay, by the way, I spoiler alert, I did not end up finding this watch because it's from like the early 2000s, right? So somewhere around 2002 to 2006 possibly. And I couldn't find this watch. And during that time the internet was not as prevalent as it is now. So they may not have had images of that watch and so I couldn't find it. But I finally, I'm looking and I thought, well, we're in 2026. Surely it would be so much easier to find this watch. It wasn't. And I thought, wow. And I don't know what it was that made me think about this watch, but it's something that like it's not a normal watch. I'm not normal. I think of it as an extraordinary watch. And so I think, maybe when I go to New York, uh there are some places that might have it, right? So I'm gonna go take a look. Or I would like to, or when I go to Japan next year with my classmates, Japan is known for luxury vintage shopping. So I'll go to like the watch shops and maybe they'll have it. I doubt it, but like, it's just something that's on my list for someday. Someday I would like to have that watch. I just thought of it like I think of it as a beautiful watch. I think I remember it had like the actual peacock feathers. Like there was like a peacock and then there was like the feathers, but the feathers weren't up, like they were swooped kind of like a tail. And I just remember thinking it was beautiful. And I thought, you know what? And so for some reason today I went down that rabbit hole. I don't know why. I just was like, oh, let me no, can't find it. But but man, there are a lot of luxury peacock luxury vintage peacock watches. Bulgari had one. Um, Bulgari had several actually, but I just, it was something that I wanted 20 years ago, and here I am, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what that watch looked like. And I was like, even if I can't buy it right now, I'd like to know what it's called so I can look it up later and say, hey, this is the kind of watch I want. But it's okay. Tomorrow, I don't know about tomorrow. I will have to because I've been doing more things when I wake up, for example. So like that meeting, I have a meeting at 9:30. I would like to wake up at 8:30 because when I wake up at 8:30, I pray, I meditate, I listen, I do some other things, and then I can like wake up slowly and do my workout and then be ready for my meeting at 9:30. So that's why I like to wake up slowly. Like, and then this week, I'll get some things done and then I have a meeting. Okay, so my Saturday meeting is at 11:30 and then my Friday meeting is at 10 a.m. Sometimes though, if I do not do my workout before the phone call, I'll do it after the phone call. So either way, I'm still covered, right? So I'm good there. And maybe I'm where I am with everything because I am I don't know. Maybe I need to get out of my own way. Maybe I just need to surrender and let things go. That was a big thing that about my day today. It kept coming up when things are coming up, instead of holding on so tightly to them, let them go. Like kind of like make a fist. Um, where is I can find the email. Mm, It says, reflect on one desire you are currently holding with a clenched fist. How does the wanting feel in your body? Light and clean, or light and anxious? And what would change about the way you pursue it if you already knew with certainty that you are whole right now with or without it? Then sit for a moment, bring that desire to mind, and physically clench your fist. Feel the grip, the tension, the urgency, the fear underneath it. Slowly open your hand, palm up, and say, I want this fully, and I'm whole right now without it. So, one desire I'm currently holding with a clenched fist. What is something that okay, let's just say as I've been wanting to move out for like quite some time. So and then I'm supposed to slowly open my hand, palm up, and say, I want this fully, and I'm whole right now without it. And if I can take one real action toward that desire today, doing my honest part, then I consciously release the outcome and the timeline, returning to the open hand whenever I notice myself starting to grip again. Tonight, write one line in your workbook. Wanting this from an open hand instead of a clenched fist felt like, mm, I'll say it felt like freedom because I'm surrender. So, one of the things is that my goal, my outcome is to move out, right? That's the outcome. But my goal is to move out, or it was something about goal versus outcome. And it was like, my outcome is that how am I able to move out is that I made goals. Like, for example, I somehow I got enough money that I was able to move out, like the car and everything like that. And it's all tied to money, right? And I have to remember that there's nothing wrong with wanting money, right? Because if you there people are like, oh, it's bad to want money. No, it's bad to want money. Like, everyone, no matter what you do, someone's gonna say it's bad. Like, I was on Instagram today and a post I these people I follow, the girl was like, why is it bad to call me female? Let's say females. And I said, I think it's because of this. And people are like, somebody was like, that's silly. And I'm like, I'm just answering the question that she asked, right? And and people are like, it's only, people are only offended if, blah blah blah. And I'm like, how Sarah got offended by it? I'm just saying that I was just answering to question. Maybe I need to clarify in future. To answer the question that she asked, I think it's because blah 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 blah. I'm not saying I get offended by this, but like, I don't, like, I can clarify all that I want to, and there will always be someone who says, I don't like what he said. So it doesn't really matter. Do you see what I'm saying? So all I can do is live my life the way I'm supposed to, right? Like the way that I want to and the things that make me happy. And my goal is to move out. And how that happens, I am not 100% sure yet. I think it's, sales from books, whether that's my children's storybooks that I'm making, or if it's going to be the coloring books or any number of things, because there are any number of ways that money can come to me, just like there's any number of ways that money can come to you. So that was my TED Talk. That was my 5-second TED Talk. Just kidding. Anyway, but yes, as always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come and listen to me, because it it means a lot, of course, that you do that, because I know that you listen to me, like, and you don't hate me, or there's nothing I can say that you would cause you to cancel me, because you love me just like I love you. So thank you again for listening. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.